What's up? It's your boy KC. How y'all doing? It is April 25th. 2014. This is episode 8 of my podcast show. I just figured that I would start this show with some class this week with my favorite wrestler of all time, the Macho Man Randy Savage. He is, in my opinion, the greatest wrestler of all time because he had everything. He had the look, he had the promo skills, he was entertaining through and through, and he had the moves. And it's still a crime to this day that he's not in the Hall of Fame. If it was my Hall of Fame, I'd have put him in along there with Hulk Hogan because he sure as hell deserved it because he made wrestling what it was also. It wasn't just Hogan, no disrespect to him. I want to talk about this man's greatest moments in his career because he sure as hell had a lot of them because the Macho Man was just that awesome. He was a 2-time WWF champion or WWE. The Warrior was great. I missed that guy. And a 1-time Intercontinental Champion back then when that belt actually used to mean something. When Macho Man Randy Savage was the IC Champion, everybody wanted that belt. Tito Santana, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Ultimate Warrior, Ravishing Rick Rude, Mr. Perfect, and the list goes on. And going back to when he first won his very first WWF Championship, when he beat the $1 Million Man and the tournament that they had for the title, going on to his second reign when he beat Ric Flair at WrestleMania to become the WWF champion. This guy was just great through and through. The moments that he had with Miss Elizabeth when they split up and then they ended up getting married at SummerSlam. The matches that he had against Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 5. Combination of the Mega Powers when they teamed up together. The epic team when he went on to WrestleMania 7 to go up against the Ultimate Warrior, and then they ended up teaming together, becoming the Ultimate Maniacs, going up against guys like Razor Ramon and Ric Flair and the Nasty Boys. It was just so much in this guy's career that it would literally take me a whole entire episode to talk about him. But he is my favorite wrestler of all time, period. I love The Undertaker. I love Owen Hart, Stone Cold, all of those guys. But when it comes to number one, Macho Man has always been on my list. I can sit and watch these guys' promos for days without being bored and entertained. And what a huge impact this man had on wrestling fans. The Macho Man character had such an impact that not only did people from my generation know about him, but the people in the next generation knew about his work. That's how great he was. And if I had any regrets in life, is that I never got to see this man live in person. I never got to see a wrestling event, and he's gone now. You know, next month is the anniversary of his death, and I really wish as a kid that I could have been sitting in that front row watching him as he came from the heavens and dropped that elbow on whoever he was fighting. He was great. On another note, I want to talk about another superstar, Adam Copeland, as people know as Edge, one of the greatest heels that WWE could produce throughout the 2000s. A couple of years back, on my birthday to be exact, he retired from wrestling. His doctors told him that if he wrestled one more match, one more bump could paralyze him or kill him. And he didn't want to take that chance because he's had neck problems. He had spinal fusion surgery. And with a heavy heart at 35 years old, he hung it up. But what a way to go out. A lot of wrestlers would love to go out on top, and this man actually did. He went out as the World Heavyweight Champion. There's no better way to go out of wrestling than that on top, than to be the main champion. And he was a great wrestler. He had a lot of great feuds with Chris Jericho and Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero and John Cena, Kurt Angle, Undertaker, Kane, Christian, and the list goes on. You know, a lot of people don't understand how good his work actually was because this guy was so much of a heel that he didn't want nobody to buy his merchandise. He wanted to be hated. That's exactly what he wanted to be. He wanted every fan to hate his ass. Unless you're in Canada, because that's backwards. You know, and if you're in Canada, they're going to cheer for the Canadian dudes, and that's what Edge is. So he wanted everybody else to hate him except for his own country. And was he successful at that? Yes, he was. And he was also successful as a babyface too. He was a good babyface for a while. He started off in the Brood with Gangrel and Christian. He ended up being in the Ministry of Darkness, the earlier stages of the Ministry with The Undertaker. He went on to become a singles competitor to win the Intercontinental Championship and to do crazy ladder matches with the Hardys and the Dudleys and all them, him and Christian together. He went on to become the WWE champion and world champion, I think about 10 times, 10 or 11 times world champion. He had a lot of things in his career to be proud of, and I missed the guy. I never thought, because I hated him as a kid, you know, because you were supposed to. He was a heel. I hated him, but when he left, it really shows how much WWE is missing when it comes to an actual heel, because he was a heel from head to toe. He was everything that a bad guy should be. You know, it just left a huge gap in the world of WWE, you know, with Chris Jericho being gone, which he was another great heel also. Sitting here, I'm thinking, like, my birthday and I passed, I'm like, damn, he's been out of wrestling. I think he retired either 2011, I think he retired. Just really sucks, man. I also want to talk about the Big Red Machine, Kane. This guy is amazing. A lot of people crack on him, but only guys like him and Undertaker could recreate their character through everything that has happened. This guy has been here since 1997 doing the Kane character. I mean, everybody knew he was Isaac Yankem before that, but I'm talking about the Kane character. From the Attitude Era all the way until now, he has reinvented his character to stay fresh, and the fans seem to love this guy. You know what I'm saying? There are a couple of people that are like, all right, you know, it's time to go. But Kane does his thing. Now, I hate this version of Kane now, this corporate Kane, as they call him. I don't like that Kane. I like the Big Red Monster, the guy that would destroy people. My favorite version will always be the 1997 version of Kane, the guy that ripped off the freaking cage door and destroyed The Undertaker and had the feuds with Stone Cold Steve Austin and had all that stuff going on, the feuds with Mankind, the feuds with all those wrestlers back then. My least favorite Kane is this one. You know, this one now, the corporate Kane. And then I have to say the other least favorite one that I have is the unmasked one. When he lost his mask, it kind of felt like he lost everything that was cool about the character, because that mask was badass and it was cool, you know. But this man has managed to refresh his career over and over and over, and there's not that many wrestlers that can do that other than Undertaker. I mean, look at Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan got stale around 1995-96 to the point to where fans started booing his ass. So when he joined the NWO in 1996, the fans got behind him because it was something new. You didn't expect Hulk Hogan, the All-American wrestler, the babyface of America, to become a heel. And it was cool. You know, and you got characters like that throughout wrestling history, like John Cena. His character has been stale for 10, 11 years now. He needs a reboot. Kofi Kingston needs a reboot because he's not going anywhere with the stuff that he's doing. Jack Swagger sure as hell needs a reboot. Miz, they just need to get rid of his ass because he just sucks. I mean, they tried to hook him up with Ric Flair, but that just didn't work. The thought of him doing a figure four leg lock just really messed up my mind, yo. I needed rehab after seeing that. I don't know what the deal is with WWE's secondary titles, because they sure as hell don't mean nothing now. The Intercontinental belt and the United States title. I already talked about the IC belt. Let's talk about the United States title. This title is on Dean Ambrose's shoulder. He's about to set the record for the longest reigning U.S. champion in WWE history. He never defends the belt, so that's pretty easy when you do that. I mean, we're talking about a belt that was held by guys like Ric Flair, Bret the Hitman Hart, Lex Luger, Wahoo McDaniels, Hardy Race, Steve Austin, Terry Funk. Guys like that. You talking about Lex Luger, who is the longest reigning United States champion in history, holding the belt for 523 days. That was a true champion. I ain't got nothing against Dean Ambrose, but come on, man. What's WWE doing? It's like this belt means absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing at all. You had guys with amazing reigns, like they tied. All those names that I named right now, Chris Benoit, Ric Flair, Bret Hart, Lex Luger, Wahoo McDaniels, all hold the most reigns. They all tied at 5 reigns, holding the United States title 5 times. So you look at this belt and you see all these great names that have held it reduced to nothing but just a piece of gold. That's it. What's the deal? Defend the titles. Bring the prestige back to these titles. Now, they're going in the right direction with the Intercontinental title with Big E having a tournament for it, which is cool. But let's be honest. Every time that WWE attempts to have something go on with the IC title, the champion always falls off the face of the planet. Wade Barrett, Dolph Ziggler, Big E. All these guys get this belt. Curtis Axel, he had it, which he sucks. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter if he's Mr. Perfect's son. He's not Mr. Perfect. He never will be. He's not as good a wrestler as his father was, God rest his soul, but when these guys get the IC title, it doesn't mean anything. Same thing with the US title. I mean, let's go back to the Attitude Era when guys like Triple H had the belt, and The Rock, or when he was Rocky Maivia. You had guys like Jeff Jarrett have it. Razor Ramon, who was a 4-time IC champion. The ladder matches that he had with Shawn Michaels when that belt really meant something after guys like Macho Man and The Warrior and Ravishing Rick Rude held the belts. That was the first time and probably one of the only times the IC title was more important than the WWF title itself, because you had two guys feuding over who was the real champion. Shawn Michaels got hurt. He had to give up the belt. Razor Ramon ended up winning it. So then he comes back and they end up having this classic ladder match, two of them. And it was just awesome. I'm like, what happened? Why can't the belt be like that now? Why not have a championship scramble match like they used to have, where they would have 5 guys in the ring fighting for the belt, and whoever has the win at the end of the match is the champion? Why not a ladder match like they used to have? I mean, do something with the belts. Video gamers, it's time for the video game portion of my show. Gamestop is currently trying to close down 120 of their stores in order to open up 200 stores promoted just to selling mobile devices. That's right, cell phones, tablets, and laptops. I'm not understanding it. My concept is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You guys are the biggest gaming corporation in the world. I don't know why you're trying to turn gamers away from that. If I want a new cell phone, I'm going to go to T-Mobile and I'm going to get another cell phone. I don't want to buy a cell phone from you guys. You guys are just going to be like that generic store that people could get look-alike devices. Don't do that. Just don't screw your name up. Quit while you're ahead. Get rid of this stupid-ass idea. Put down the bottle and go back to what you guys do best, and that's cheating people when they trade in games. I was reading an article, and it currently says that a Prince of Persia game, a new Prince of Persia game, has been leaked before they took down the Twitter account, and I went to the website to check it out. If there is a new Prince of Persia game coming out, I can rejoice, because I've been waiting for a new Prince of Persia game for years, since Forgotten Sands came out, which was a good game, but it was too short. I beat it in one day, but I'm looking forward to that. Hideo Kojima says something very, very interesting. He said that he would like to take a crack at working on a Silent Hill game. Now, that's very interesting. The guy who created Metal Gear to work on a Silent Hill game, I think that could be something. If they put their heads together, I think they could create something awesome, because the Silent Hill franchise has took a deep dive in the ground, man. I don't know what the deal happened with that. After Book of Memories was okay, but after 250 zones, it all starts to run together. The game seems like it never ever ends. I never played the latest one for PS3, but I heard some mixed reviews on it, and I would like to see what Hideo Kojima could do for this franchise, to see if it would work. What is wrong with the world these days? What is wrong with teenagers? Just when you think that this generation could not be any dumber than what they are, it gets worse. They take me to the curve all the time. Apparently, this dumb teenager decides that he's going to call the SWAT team and the police, pretending to be somebody that he got his ass whooped online in a game of Call of Duty. He takes that guy's screen name, gets his information, and calls the police to get this kid in trouble because he got his ass whooped in Call of Duty. Did you guys hear what I said? Are you following me? He called the SWAT team. He called the police, saying all kinds of crazy shit to get this kid in trouble, just because he lost at Call of Duty. What in the blue hell is wrong with this kid? Is he messed up in the head? Is he that butthurt that he lost, that he had to call and get somebody in trouble? These guys ain't got time for foolishness like that. And I hope that these guys showed up to this kid's house with all his information saying, you called us, you prank called us, and now we gonna take you away. And I hope that his parents just say, take the kid away, because he deserves it for something that's stupid. You gotta be kidding me, man. See, the type of gamer I've always been is when a new system comes out, I always wait a while. I wait maybe about 6-7 months before I decide to go buy something, because it gives the company the chance to fix everything that's wrong with the first set of systems they sent out, so that they work the kinks out. I go and buy it. See, a lot of problems with a lot of gamers is they want to be show-offs all the time. They want to be like, oh, I got the new PS4. Oh, I got the new Xbox One. I got the new Wii U. And then their system breaks because they don't give it time. And they know this stuff, man. They just want to get it just so they can show off. But then they want to complain after they blew $600 on a system so that they can show off to their friends. The thing burns out, or the thing doesn't want to load, or the thing keeps spinning the disc out instead of playing the games like it's supposed to. Now they got to either A, send it to get it fixed, or have to buy another one. So I always laugh every time I see these people, because I'm like, you know, you waste your time. Oh, I got this, I got that. I'm better than you. Your shit breaks, and then you want to get pissed. Oh, it's broken. Yeah. I always take my time when I go to get a new system. When the PS3 came out, it took me a year to go and buy one. Same thing with the PS2. I waited, and that's the way it's always been. Give them time to fix the systems. Give them time to get in there and say, this is what's wrong with it. We need to fix it. Just like the Xbox 360 when they had the red ring of death. So people had to deal with that. My advice to you is stop being such a damn show off. Take your time when you go to buy systems. Make sure that they do what they're supposed to do, and you'll be all right. The anime picks of the week were Samurai 7 and Glass Fleet. Now, I did not get a chance to watch Glass Fleet. However, I got to see Samurai 7. My week was pretty crazy last week. Samurai 7, I give it an A because I loved everything about this anime. It's about this water maiden that has to go and find 7 samurais to defend her village against evil sword fighters and samurais and machines. I loved everything about it. This had everything that I could possibly love about an anime. And the cream on top, so to speak. My favorite voice actor in anime is in this, Christopher Sabat, which people know in Full Metal Alchemist is Louis Armstrong, that big, strong, bald-headed guy. Or he plays Saiga in Speedgrapher. Or in the world of Dragon Ball Z, which I'm not going to list everybody he plays, but Vegeta, Piccolo, Mr. Popo, Yamcha, Kami, Guru, both the Dragon of Earth and the Dragon of Namek. He played Raccoon, Berter, Jace, Zarbon, and the list goes on. So this guy is legendary. Now let me get this out the way real quick. A lot of people bash this guy. I, for one, I did not like Brian Drummond as Vegeta. I thought that Brian Drummond, he's a great voice actor. I like him. But he made Vegeta sound so weak. Like, he made him sound like a wuss. Wasn't it bad enough that Vegeta's like, what, 5 foot 5 inches tall? So why give him a weak voice like that? That's why I like Christopher Sabat's voice, because he made Vegeta sound so rugged. He made him sound tough. He made people tremble at the sound of his voice. And it suited Vegeta to me. And while we're on the subject, I never did like the Ocean Dub anyways, because the Ocean Dub was watered down. There was no blood. You never knew what really happened to these guys, because, for instance, when Piccolo killed Raditz and Goku the first time, when he did the special beam cannon, it just left a bruise on their chest. When I saw the Funimation dub and I saw the beam go through both guys and put holes in their chest and all that blood coming out, I was like, I'm never watching the Ocean dub again. That's the huge difference. Like when Vegeta killed Gordo of the Ginyu Force. When he sliced the guys, I remember when that blue light came through, he just fell down in the Ocean dub. That was it. But in the Funimation dub, his head actually rolled off the back of his shoulders to where the guy was still alive, but Vegeta just blew his head up. That was crazy. I was like, what? Why they never show me this? Not to mention, I like the voice acting much better in the Funimation dub than the Ocean dub. I got nothing against Scott McNeil as Piccolo, but it didn't fit for me. Christopher Sabat, again, made Piccolo sound better. You know, there were 4 different voice actors for Goku. Kirby Morrow was one of them, who he plays Moroku in Inuyasha, which is another one of my favorite ones. But Sean Schemmel as Goku, that's the way that it is. That's the way it's gonna be. And I gotta say this while it's on my mind. I do not like the new voice actress that plays Gohan in Dragon Ball Z Kai. I don't like her voice. Her voice is so annoying, and it makes Gohan sound too much like a girl. This kid is supposed to be a boy, and it's just really annoying. I know that when it comes to the world of anime, all the boys are played by girls. I know that much. But Stephanie Nadoni actually made Gohan sound like a boy, and her voice was epic. I loved listening to the Dragon Ball series when she played Kid Goku and Gohan, and that's something I've been used to pretty much my whole entire life, and I have nothing against Colleen because she did a good job playing Zangri in movie 9, BoJack Unbound. Please get Stephanie back. I know they said that they had a falling out with her. There were some things that she didn't want to do. There were some things that she did want to do, but they didn't want her to do it. So they had to find somebody else. I can understand that, but she is Gohan. She was Goku. You need to bring her back, man. Because even playing the video games, the newest one, Battle of Z, I don't even play Gohan because I can't stand that squeaky, scratchy voice that she gave him. That just gets on my nerves and makes my ears bleed. Just bring her back, please. But back to Samurai 7. I recommend it for all anime fans. If you don't have it, watch it on YouTube. Get it on DVD, get it on Blu-ray, get it on something. It's a beautiful anime, great presentation, great voice acting, great storytelling, and I'm a huge fan of samurai age type things. Whether it's video games, whether it's anime, or just regular movies, I love it. Beautiful scenery, everything about it. Get it? Now on to real world problems. You know what really grinds my gears? Paranoid people, paranoid women in my case. But I know that there are paranoid guys out there. Listen, a healthy thing in a relationship, I think that everybody should at least have one day to themselves. I'm the type of guy that if I had a lady, yes, I want to be around her. Yes, I want to spend time with her. But I want me time also, whether it's playing video games, doing my podcast, just going out and chilling. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to spend every second of my day with her because she gets annoying and I start to get sick of her. Yes, I love her and I'm always going to be with her, whatever girl I end up being with. But I don't want to be around her every second of the day. And my homeboy is going through something like that right now. You know what I'm saying? He can't even go out and chill with his boys because his girl is always getting on his case. You got to spend time with your friends. I'm like, the guy only goes out once a month. I don't see what the big deal is. Women, you should have time to yourself too. Dudes, stop trying to control your women. Let them go out. If they want to get their hair done, if they want to go shopping, if they want to hang out with the girls, you need to trust them. That's the problem. There's no trust in relationships these days. You're so paranoid, so afraid that they're going out to go find somebody else. If that girl or that man loves you, they'll come home to you every single night. You need to trust them. Stop trying to control them and say, oh, I don't want you to go out with them. You need to spend time with me. Because you know what's going to happen? Your relationship is going to get stale very, very fast. And they're going to get sick of you. They're going to be like, I see this person every single damn day. You know what I'm saying? Let a person have time to themselves. Let your lady go out. Let your man go out and chill with his boys. It's not like not every guy cheats. Yeah, there are a lot of dumbasses out there that do that kind of thing, but not every guy cheats. He just wants to go out to chill with his friends, his buddies. Whether it's going to a bar, which I would never do, or you want to go to a basketball game, a football game, a wrestling match, or whatever. Let him go. Fellas, let your lady go out. Because if she's a good woman, she'll come home to you every single night. Stop worrying about it. Another thing that gets on my nerves, women. Please, stop with this stuff with your dogs and cats. I hate hearing when women have dogs, oh, that's my baby. Oh, that's my son. Oh, that's my daughter. Do you have any idea how retarded you sound when you say that? You didn't give birth to that dog. You didn't give birth to that kitten. Dogs are supposed to be your friends, not babies. It's not your babies, not your sons, not your daughters, or cousins or mother or father, whatever. You know what I mean. They're just really annoying. I believe that dogs do not want to be dressed up like humans. They want to be naked in the world. They want to roam free. They don't want to be wearing some baby sweaters and stuff. Oh, that's my baby. I feed it through a bottle. Give me a damn break. Y'all need to get a grip on that stuff. Seriously, what's going to happen when you have babies? Oh, that's my dog. That's my best friend. Oh, that's my kitten. I don't get it. You ladies need to chill on that stuff. And before I cut out here, I got one more thing to say. YouTube, I don't understand what's going on in your world, but flagging people's videos just because they have a little bit of original content in their videos makes absolutely no sense. I understand the copywriting issues, but as long as that person is not using it for financial gain, it should be okay. Not to mention forcing Google Plus on people to the fact to where they have to have Google Plus in order to comment on people's videos, in order to share videos. It's just absolutely stupid. It makes no sense. Quit trying to force that stuff on us. Put YouTube the way it used to be, enjoyable, instead of this corporate thing that you guys are trying to do now. That's all I got to say for this episode. I hope you enjoyed episode 8 of my podcast show. This is your boy KC. I'll check y'all out next week for episode 9. Peace.